Well, welcome and welcome back, everybody. This is Goblin Stone session 35. And last session, our heroes grabbed some new gear, made some new plans, and headed into the stone itself. They made short work of a few goblins that were still sleeping as they came in under stealth with the help of Clifford's magic. After taking a second room of goblins, two of which woke up, there was a short skirmish. One of them tried to flee, but could not make it past Millie in her new heavy armor, blocking the passageway as she was. But some noise escaped the chamber, and our party can hear some goblins stirring to the north, but no calls for alarm, as if, groggy, curious goblins are waking up, but not quite sure what's happening. Aha. But what do you all remember from last session? What about you, DL? Yeah. A skirmish which, for the most part, Millie stayed out of for ethical reasons. But what do you recall from last session, Joe? What stands out to you? Oh. Okay. That is odd. Okay. That should be fixed. And thank you, Darth Triadi. Please, Joe, continue. What do you recall from last session?
Remember we all kind of got up from our different closings of the evening. Many of us finding our rooms, except for Lokak finding a hardwood table in the tavern to enjoy his passed outness on. While most eventually found their way awake, Millie finally taking her first bath of probably ever thrust upon by random people in the square of many bathing articles that she had probably never used since her very, very early youth, if ever.
Nice.
And then eventually getting a new set of clothes and armor, as well as a few other items from the tailor. The boots. What do we get? Boots, cloak, gloves of that enchantable material, along with the rest of the party. So we all can enchant these items at some point in time, finding either a wizard or the flame of Bridget or some other means to enchant these things. So I think we're gonna all be keeping an eye out for ways to do that.
Okay, heck yeah. Well, Pon, how about you? Oh, you were not here last session. Do you have any questions about last session?
I was going to pretend like I was here.
Something major did happen.
Well, I'm sure Helena did a great job being paranoid and stabbing things, maybe, hopefully, at inappropriate times, maybe a little too prematurely. And she's ready to stab some more things. I hear that we've got some more sleeping gobos to deal with, so, get them while they're down.
Player Zero says, Happy Easter, everyone.
Your Gobbo captive got stabbed or head smashed in the night.
Is he
Yes.
okay or is he dead?
He is DED dead.
He's dead.
No.
Yeah. We seek the murderer. Well,
That sucks.
we
gotta
is a
get another
strong
one.
term.
Okay, another one.
Go down to the Goblin Rescue Center.
There were so much work went into that one, you know, like the whole 24 hours. We gave him so much food.
It was, yeah.
Whole 10-minute crafting of a collar.
Yeah.
Mangy rat fur collar.
All that work. She set up her whole thing, her whole shop in town, just like always. Made that special collar from our fresh rat pelts.
Yeah. Someone in the square was just not okay with there being a live goblin in the square. I
Well,
suppose.
Helena, I'll tell you this, she is in mourning.
Well, how about you, Big Brad? What do you recall from last session? Or, any questions for you? I think you're muted.
No questions. I do want to mention that I did feel bad as a player, killing the sleeping goblins, and I did Google killing soldiers in their sleep in a time of war is not a war crime. So for anyone that questions that motive, just want to reiterate, not a war crime. So I don't think we've committed any of those yet, but it is D&D. So, but yeah, no, I'm very excited to move forward. Lokag is super happy to be back in the stone. He's just kind of strutting around with his new blue steel glamour, and he's ready to continue using it. You know, really break it in
Nice.
by breaking goblins.
That's right. Yeah, he's just barely warmed it up. You know, it's not quite broken in yet.
Exactly.
DL, since I had you muted, what do you recall from last session?
I was just recalling that we had, had the resupply in town, the mystery of the goblin. Uneventful trip back to the stone, but once we got in, we had that sleeping goblin conundrum to deal with once again. And X has, been instructed pretty clearly to leave no goblin behind, so he's doing the work he's been told to do.
Quick, quiet, and efficient with his daggers. All right. Is there any more questions for anyone before we jump back into it? All right, let me transition this over to the map screen. You all have just killed the last goblin. You all can hear sort of creaky, almost groaning voices of two goblins waking up and sort of making kind of sounds as they rouse themselves and, woken up by some sound that it seems that, they're not really certain of what it was. There's no alarm echoing from that chamber, but goblins are definitely waking up. So... how do you all want to proceed from here?
Quietly.
Well, Clifford still has Pass Without Trace up, giving everyone a +10 on their stealth. Looks like Millie has slipped ahead around to the corner.
Yeah, I think Millie's last kind of actions after Lokag took out that last goblin was to kind of come around the corner and observe if anything was coming this way towards us.
Now you can hear the rustling of, straw-packed bedding as goblins start to get up. But But yeah, nothing's coming this way. At least not yet. Perhaps if you waited a moment, something, one of the goblins would come to explore the sounds that they heard.
We should move quickly and quietly.
So Cliff just kind of nods and puts 2 fingers to his hat as if to say, right after you. We can go ahead and use our initiative from last as our exploration. So what does X do?
I'm willing to scout ahead if we want to be stealthy.
Okay.
I think knowing how stealthy X is, we'll wave him.
Helene can join me too if she wants to.
Sure, she's pretty stealthy.
Helena, what? Sorry, I was like coughing.
I can join X for scouting ahead.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And there's got to be some joke here about we're not even in combat, so you don't need to be coughing.
Maybe, but I'm not sure that was it.
No, that was not it. Figure out something better.
Can I move or do I need to wait?
No, go ahead and move.
Okay.
I'm willing to share my initiative with you.
Oh, thanks.
That's so thoughtful.
We're a team. Got a cheesy Helena and X team theme.
X is going to sneak up here looking for traps or looking for anything, kind of peek around the corner here with dark vision.
Okay. If you're looking for traps, go ahead and give us an investigation check.
Are these those wooden goblins?
They have not moved. So you can only assume so. X
is apparently investigating the back of his eyelids or something. That's a 0.
Yeah, you don't spot any traps.
I suppose Helena would probably do the same.
Okay. The 22. All right. So ahead, you can make out into the chamber. There's one massive sort of stuffed sack that 2 goblins are sharing as a bed. Both of them are sort of rousing themselves. One of them sitting up. One of them is already sort of turned and has his feet on the floor and is sort of looking around, confused, kind of bleary-eyed. X, you can make out the far side of that chamber and another sort of stuffed mattress. The goblins on that one are not moving, have not woken up yet.
We're gonna kill him, right?
X nods. Yes.
Good. Helena starts getting her bow ready.
Okay. You gonna take a shot from there? Are you all moving into the chamber? And are you all gonna move in to try and take these goblins out ahead of your party? Or are you gonna wait for everyone to join you?
No, we're going to try to get everybody to join us, but we're going to try to maintain stealth.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Helena, if you want to go ahead and roll stealth, and you'll get a +10, which puts X at a 36 for his stealth check. As long as you're within 30 feet of Clifford, you'll get that +10. Nice, 33 for Helena.
Oh yeah.
And Millie and Lokak, if you all want to roll stealth as well. It's a 19 for X. Nice. I mean for Lokak, sorry. 19
That's
for
me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll one for Clifford here real quick.
Okay. All right.
Not sure what his bonus is, but 14, 24 plus his bonus.
So that puts him at a 30. Pretty solid. And puts Millie at a 22. Nice. So you all are good to move into the chamber. Yeah, who moves forward first?
If Millie doesn't want to fight the goblins, I think blocking the path ahead would be good so that the goblins can't run ahead of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's the intuition you got is that she's not willing to not fight them. It's that she's not willing to fight them when they're literally asleep in their beds.
Right, but if they wake up and they try to run ahead of us, then fair game.
Yep. Or if they're already awake trying to shoot us or stab us, then.
All right. Well, whoever's best at investigating should make sure there's no more traps on the way through here.
Me, that's me.
Get out there.
Arcanist and investigator, let's go.
Inspector Lokag.
Okay, Lokag does not have dark vision, so I'm gonna roll. But I'm just as a player, someone else should do this.
Well, Helena rolled a 22 for her investigation.
Excellent. Lokag is gonna creep forward and investigate. 10.
All right, so yeah, the way I run investigation is if you're moving, looking for traps, you can see traps up to about 15 feet ahead of you. But beyond that, you wouldn't be able to see them because you have to kind of be up looking at the ground, sort of right around you, just ahead of you to be able to spot them. So with that in mind, that 15-foot range on your investigations, Lokag and Helena, you all can move forward.
Excellent. I'll go in. And Millie we're planning Millie to shoot across the gap. Is that right? Or you guys to shoot across the gap to cover the next entrance?
It's probably best if I do.
So Helena, you spot a tripwire. You step easily over it. But there's some sort of trap laid out.
Ooh. Helena's not bad at I can't think of what that's called right now with traps.
Disarming traps.
I think. Well, is that the same thing as thieves' tools or no?
Yes.
Okay, then yes, she is proficient at that. So can I disarm that?
Absolutely. You want to bring yourself back around to where that tripwire is. And keep in mind that the way I run stealth, the way it's generally run, is that if an enemy has line of sight on you, and they can reasonably see you, then stealth is broken. So if you move in that position, they're definitely going to see you. But if you hug the northern wall up here, then you'll be able to keep out of sight and disarm that trap.
That's helpful to know because I'm definitely playing by Baldur's Escape rules on that one.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, they might not. I don't know. They're sleeping.
Yeah, I tend to lean toward a harder realism when I run games.
That's fine. That makes a lot of sense.
Did you mention that one of those two goblins that's closest to us is on their feet already?
Yes, there's one that's on his feet, but he is facing away from you. The other one's sort of just kind of sitting up, rubbing sleep out of its eyes.
Okay.
Okay, so thieves' tools.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that great. 12.
All right. So as you look over the trap, you cut the wire and the cable. It's a strand of thin rope. As it snaps free, it's a clatter of metal objects bound together drops down from the southern wall and makes a huge noise. The goblins immediately stir.
Helena! Trying to do a good thing, you guys.
And before any alarm is called, go ahead and highlight your tokens and roll initiative.
Dang it.
If it makes you feel better, Lokag's super excited about this. He's like, oh yes!
That
As
does
soon as
help.
he hears it, you hear Lokag go, "Fuck yeah, party time!"
It does help.
Nice. Helena with a 26 initiative. Millie with a 17. Lokag with a 17. X with a 13. And I'll drop one in
Good
for
initiative.
Clifford. Clifford coming in with a 13. All right, at the top of the order is Helena.
That's right. Rightly so. She's using the bow, her favorite crossbow, and
So
are
one.
these guys too close?
Say again.
Is the one that's getting up there? Is he too close?
For the bow? No.
All right, that's the one I want to shoot in the face. He's not going nowhere.
All right. Smart, because he has the most movement. The rest of them will have to spend 15 feet of their movement to get up out of bed.
She's just gonna go after the first thing that tries to get away.
Nice. 17 is a hit.
Yeah. 14 damage. And guess I always like to do septic strikes, but I feel like should you like hit a few more people before you do that? It doesn't really matter.
No, you can do it every round. It
Yeah.
just gets better the more people you hit.
Yeah. Well, we're obviously gonna make that sting, so we're gonna septic strike that too. Looks like my septic strikes is on actually. That 1d4, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that 1d4
Yeah.
rolled the 1 on that,
Yeah.
so that's your septic strikes. So you still have your movement as well.
And you have
Well,
extra
I-
attack because you're level 5.
That's right.
Hmm?
You have
What
another
about level
attack. You have an extra attack, so you can attack again. That's one of the things you got at level 5. Good call, Max.
Whoa!
The goblin
Hard
does not go
work.
down. It's wearing looks like it's armor of thick overlapping slats of looks like rawhide or thick leather. It's wearing a heavier armor than most of the other goblins that you fought.
Wow. Pardon my noob excitement there. I've just never gotten 2 attacks before. I'm just
No, that's great.
wow. What am I gonna do? Yeah, well,
Instead
you're
of your
talking about how
crossbow.
this guy looks so much more tough than the others, so that makes me feel like he's a higher threat, which makes me want to shoot him down.
Fair.
So I'll turn septic strikes off, I guess, because technically I only get 1 bonus action, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do 23?
23 is a hit.
8. Wait, why does it say rapier? Oh, I hit the wrong weapon. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just go ahead and click the weapon damage. Go back up. Just scroll up in the chat and hit damage again on your light crossbow, and roll
Okay.
damage that way.
Thank you.
No problem.
12.
And that is enough for you to feel free to describe or pass as you dispatch the goblin warrior.
She just makes like an obnoxious kind of like yell, like "That's right, we're here!" Ah! and then she's gonna move, I suppose, like here to kind of let some of her comrades in, so they can position.
Okay.
She does that while holding the crossbow up too. Ah!
Yeah, as 2 white shafts of light appear from your crossbow and bore through the creature, leaving sort of purple after images on everybody's eyes, lighting up briefly the darkness.
And before we move on from my turn, is that 2 attacks? Is that just at the beginning of initiative, or is that like every turn?
It's every turn.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What?
So the goblin rolls out of bed to its feet using half its movement. Moves to here, crouches low, and takes aim at Helena with a short bow that it plucked up from the wall. Give me just a moment. It's got. As this one has a special ability, it moves, so it has a advantage on its short bow attack versus Helena. I think an 18, is that going to hit Helena? I believe it is. You tell me.
Sorry, yes.
Okay. Something isn't doing. I'll just do it this way. Helena takes 7 points of piercing damage. It gives a high-pitched sort of screeching shout in its own tongue. Cliff says unnecessarily, he's warning his buddies. Next goblin also uses 15 feet of its movement to get up out of bed. Dashes down just on the other side of its companion, down into the hallway, and also fires its short bow at Helena. For a 24 to hit. Another 7 points of damage.
Bastards.
And yeah, can't currently hide because you all are looking at it. Not broken line of sight. And it too adds its creaking voice to the alarm of the goblins. Next in the order is Millie.
Alright.
This one is awake, but it's not out of bed yet, so it's not stood up.
Okay, so it's prone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's gonna be fun. Oh, Helena's run headlong in there. One of them vanish all to me. They're all gone except for that one goblin warrior. Okay.
Yeah, you can hear them moving toward the other corridor.
I will just dash to get pretty much around this one.
Okay.
No bonus actions. That is all I got.
All right. Next in the order is Lokag.
All right. Lokag, with a skip and a glee in his heart, charges in. And he's going to come up here. So he's got 45 feet of movement plus long strider that X gave him when we entered the stone.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 50 feet of movement. He'll be on the other side of this goblin.
That's right. And I give a flanking bonus of +2 when directly opposite an enemy.
Do I need to be within 5 feet to get that flanking bonus?
No, I don't.
It's fine if
you
I.
do.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm still gonna do that. I know that won't give Millie a flanking bonus, but I'm gonna take it. With the glaive end of his glamour, he is going to recklessly attack this goblin twice.
21 is a hit.
All right, and a 14. Or I guess that would be 15, 16.
All right, just a moment. That is going to hit. 16 is going to hit.
Okay. So first damage is 11. And then another 11. And how's this goblin looking after 22 damage?
Very hurt, but not down.
Very hurt?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a real shame for him. Lokag sort of after a swipe and then a swipe as he swipes down and then he swipes back up, he kind of spins the blade on his shoulder, giving that polearm bonus action polearm strike for a 22.
That is a hit.
And that'll add an additional 8 damage.
Feel free to describe or pass as you take the goblin down.
So as he drags the blade down the chest, back up the chest in like an X form, he takes the polearm and he just smashes the hammerhead right on that X where he carved a line in its armor, and it caves it in, and the goblin falls back asleep. But he's not asleep.
Nice.
And Lokag now Lokag's just standing there with his polearm kind of draped across his shoulders, like, okay, who's next?
Nice.
And I'll use my last 5 feet and just step forward, get a little bit closer to where we're going.
Nice. Next in the order is X.
All right, X is going to move. Stop doing what you're doing. Roll 20, please. No.
No.
What's it doing?
I'm locked on the slider somehow. Every time I move, it's moving the slider, so I can't click my character.
Just click furiously.
Click harder.
Click harder. All right. I got 35 feet of movement, so I'll come up here. Start. And then, you know what? I am going to use Toll the Dead on both of these goblins. I have Reaper, so if two enemies are standing within 5 feet of each other, I can apply the cantrip to both of them.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, wisdom save, right? Toll the Dead.
16, yeah.
Let's see here. Looks like the skirmisher and the cutthroat are both going to make their saves. Oh, that's not. Sorry, these are all whispered. Let me fix that. They're not supposed to be. So the next rolls will actually show up. But yeah, it looks like they both made their save on that. 16 was the DC.
Yep, wisdom 16. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Lucky rolls for them. They have a -1 to their saves.
X is going to go back around the corner then. With my bonus action, cunning action from Rogue, I'll dash.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
Okay. Let's see. Clifford probably come in and fire a couple times with his bow. What do you all think about that? Sound about right to you?
Yep.
Sounds good.
So you slip around in front of X, take aim on the closest one, and
What do you hunter's mark, or does he have that?
he does have that, so he can hunter's mark the first one. All right. Joe, do you want to roll the attacks for Clifford? Since you didn't get to attack this round, you had to move.
Sure, why not?
He's got a +6.
Let me just do this. Maybe. If I can find this character sheet. Whatever it is in here.
You can just hold shift and double left click on his token.
That's right.
Should
That's
bring
how
it
it is.
Yeah, I would be so much slower as a dungeon master if not for that trick.
Ready to have. No worries. Just do +6, you said.
Mm-hmm.
20 to hit.
That is a hit.
Plus, yeah.
D6 plus, where is it? Oh, D8 plus 3.
Plus D6 from the hunter's mark.
Plus D6 for the
That's it. Well, 4 damage. Plus D6.
Nice. Total of 9. And he gets another attack.
Oh, 19.
19 is definitely going to hit. D8 plus 3.
Another 5.
Nice.
Damage.
So he'll finish off his movement stepping in.
Also gets hunter's mark.
That's right. Hunter's Mark is irregardless.
Nice.
Another 6.
Nice.
So he shoots the goblin once in the gut as it leans forward. His second arrow takes it through the eye. The goblin pitches forward and is still. Clifford slips into the chamber, throws his back up against the wall. You all hear a goblin. You hear the footsteps of goblins. It sounds like another one in heavy armor with booted feet. Perhaps another one of the Shatterbone. But it does not make any attacks or step out to where it can be seen. Next in the order is Helena.
Let's go ahead and aim for this guy that's off to the west, the far west here. Do I really need to move? I don't think so.
No, you got range, so you don't have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna just shoot from right where I'm at.
Nice.
I'm gonna put septic strikes back on. Okay. 24.
That is a hit.
Yeah, boy. 14.
14 is going to hit and hurt the goblin pretty bad. But it does not fall.
And since I can now pew pew instead of just pew, I'm going to pew every time.
Nice.
I'll turn off the septic strikes. 23.
23 is a hit.
Yeah, I like the consistency here. The latest, she's tuned in. 13.
And once more, you can feel free to describe or pass.
Without any context of modern day reference, after she quickly just shoots him, not even really pay much attention to the goblin, just making sure that nobody gets away. She pulls her crossbow back to her face and blows at the end, because it's like laser. Make sure it cools off,
Yeah.
And then kind of checks around and looks just to kind of see where everybody else is at. Looks like we're doing okay. So
Yeah. All the goblins in this chamber are dead. Any movement for Helena? You can hear movement from beyond the corridor.
I think I'm gonna try to go, yeah, at least try to see if I can see more down that way.
Okay.
So can I move 35? Let's see. 30. I can move. Yeah, sorry. I gotta go
Right. I
back.
don't think you
I
have.
gotta go back 5.
Okay. So I don't think you have dark vision, correct? So you're just working on light from Millie's sword.
Yeah, I don't.
So you can see a little bit into the chamber, but you don't see any goblins. You can hear them moving.
But she's just ready, you know.
Yeah. And it's likely that those moving goblins are also ready, as none of them jump out to attack. Alright, next in the order is Millie.
All right. Millie will do this direction. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready, says Clifford. Let's run them down.
Let's get him.
There's a pit in this hall. That's where we were having trouble the last time. I'm starting to remember kind of the layout.
The ground kind of sways underneath your feet, as if it's not stone, but some sort of painted and disguised wood. But it holds firm, it doesn't break. You suspect with enough weight, it just might.
Excellent, excellent. What do I see?
Alright, so, give me just a moment. You can see into the next corridor. Let's see here. Hard to reveal everything. Got some tools that aren't working quite right. So no goblins are revealed to you, but you do hear them on either side of the corridor. In the chamber beyond, as if there's one to the north and one to the south, waiting for whoever comes into the chamber.
Okay. Thought it was like right here where that
Next hallway.
next
Yeah.
hallway. Okay.
It's about 15 feet across. And you can make a survival check.
I'll go my full distance, which does put me there. Survive.
Okay.
I will also shout back. The ground there is not stable. Low-cac, be careful. Maybe jump this hall.
Goblins are stirring and sitting up. You make
Excellent.
out one of them in each bed to the north and south. And as you see it, a goblin makes an attack on you. With a short bow and fires it at Millie. With a 16 to hit, it shatters on your shield. And you can hear another one breathing, its boots shuffling. Its back's up against the wall. It's just around the corner from you. Let's see. For that survival, this is a familiar
12.
corridor. This was the pit, which means this was where the secret door was.
Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I swear it was the first narrow. The door should be here. Find it. I will hold them at bay.
Nice. Gleaming armor and shield. All right. Anything else for Millie?
That is a movement, dash, and a lot of other things. That is all.
All right. Next in the order is Lokag.
Okay. Lokag is jumping is an action, right?
No. I consider it part of your movement. You can't jump further than your movement, unlike Baldur's
Okay,
Gate
got
3.
it. Got it. Part of movement. Excellent. So, okay. So then I'm going to move up to as far as I can get. When I get to like right here, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take 5 more feet forward, but I'm gonna test the ground first. Actually, I'm gonna step off to the side, be in a little bit of cover there.
Okay. The ground seems solid where you're standing.
Okay.
Must be somewhere up ahead where it gets shifty. Dicey, perhaps.
You know what?
I don't.
I know you don't. So it's never clear what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bonus action rage. So I am going to as I charge forward. Lokag gets very excited and he starts just he kind of gives a whoop and a skip and he's gonna bonus action rage. And he's gonna rage of the rat, giving anyone advantage on enemies within 5 feet of him. So if you were doing that, he'd be right here. So he's gonna run just straight line. That's 55 feet. And then so that was movement, bonus action. He's gonna dash.
Okay.
And he's gonna attempt to leap essentially from. So he's got a running start going here, and he's going to attempt to leap from basically the furthest dead goblin, to where right beside Millie.
Okay.
Oof,
What is
that's
your
a big leap.
What is your strength? Your total strength.
My total strength is 18.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Okay. Take advantage on that still, right? This still applies even to jumping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a 17, but I'm going to roll again anyways. All right, yeah, 17.
All right, and you said you were going to try to jump right up to right behind Millie?
Yeah, right. I'm going to try and jump right beside her because I'm going to take one more step on the ground. And
the goblin is, okay.
Yep, so dead goblin, and then I'm going to try and leap from there to here.
Okay, you can only move 20 feet, but you do make it, and the ground is solid when you land. Although,
Excellent.
only under the balls of your feet. Under your heels, you can feel that it almost bounced like a wooden trampoline. So you're right on the edge, but you're safe.
Excellent. I'm gonna mention as I pass. So let's see, that's 20 feet of my additional. Long strider still applies the dash, right? So
Yep.
I have 35 more feet of movement to go. Gosh, that's a lot. I'm gonna mention to Millie as Lokag hits the ground and doesn't even miss a beat and just keeps running. He's gonna be like, "Woo, just made it!" And he's gonna run and block the tunnel off and be right here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna be right here. No, that's not 5 feet. Here, there he is. That way, someone has advantage on that one, but he's gonna be right there.
All right, checking something real quick.
Oh yeah, because Polearm Master, I can make an opportunity attack when someone enters my range. Oh,
Nice.
come on, try and get past me, gobbies.
Let me go ahead and reveal a little bit more of the chamber. It's very dimly lit, so you're just getting.
Oh,
light
that's not
from
good.
Millie's sword. So give me just a moment. And to the south, there is the snap of a bow as the goblin fires at you.
Excellent.
10 is going to miss.
Hmm.
It had a very low stealth roll, and everybody could hear it. So yeah, the one to the south has fired.
Which rage type did you use, Lokag?
Rat.
Rage of the Rat. So you have
Nice.
advantage on enemies within 5 feet of me. That's my turn. I'm not going to move from here. I was thinking about going down south, but I'm going to just stay where I'm at.
Okay.
So that just for point of clarification, so I can keep track of it. So with Polearm Master, I get a reaction, like opportunity attack, as soon as someone enters my space. Does that apply to 10 feet since I have a polearm, or just the 5 feet for the opportunity attack?
Say that
I'm
again. I
fine
was
either
reading
way.
something.
Oh, you're fine. So for Polearm Master, I can take my reaction to make an opportunity attack when someone enters my space.
Right.
Would you say that's 10 feet or 5 feet? I'm fine either way you rule that.
I would say 10
because I have the
feet.
polearm.
10 feet because
Okay.
you have the pole arm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome and excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Just to the north of you, a goblin rolls out of bed. To here. And charges up to you. You can make an opportunity attack as it uses the last of its movement to close with you.
I'm not gonna use my reaction to opportunity attack them. I'm gonna wait and see if someone tries to charge down the hallway. So that's where my if I can do that.
Yeah, you can save it. You don't have to use your reaction.
Okay. Awesome. So I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna, let him attack. Bring it on.
Let's see here. Still getting used to the. Still getting used to the 2024 character sheets. So, as the goblin closes with you, it has what seems to be a carved stone club. It's wielding it in two hands like a quarterstaff. It swings once and twice at Lokag. A 16 and 23 to hit.
Nice, they both hit.
There's a burst of pain, much more painful than just a stick hitting you, in the skinny arms of a goblin. You sense power in this goblin's staff, and you can just make out rough, sort of jagged carvings all over the stone staff. The small stick does 8 points of damage.
Excellent. And they both hit, if that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So a total of 19 damage, which of course for you is just going to be 9 because you are raging.
Yep. Ow.
All right, give me just a moment. Okay. This goblin rolls out of bed, plucking up a shield from leaning up against the stuffed bag that it sleeps on. It points at... Oh, goodness. All right. So, yeah, it points at Lokag and utters some sharp, biting words in its own language. You feel something grip your nerves. You feel vulnerable to somehow you just, not like you're afraid, but you've looked at weapons, in many a gladiatorial match. You've matched up against certain combinations of weapons where you just kind of felt vulnerable, like that's got a really good chance of, maybe it's your fighting style or what it is, but that feeling is pretty distinct. And you get that feeling from this goblin as it lays some sort of hex upon you. It then rolls back over the bed and ducks out of sight. Millie and Lokak, you can both hear shouting of goblin voices down the corridor to the west. Next in the order is X.
Okay, X will move 70 feet. And as I get to this goblin, am I on the wooden part?
It still feels solid stone where you're standing. Yeah.
Okay. I got 5 more foot of movement. I'll tippy-toe forward. Is this stable?
It is.
Checking with my feet as I walk. Okay. I will cast Bless. I will upcast a 2nd level. I will target everybody but Clifford. Since he's not here, everyone else may have a blessing. Lokag, Helena, myself, and Millie.
Okay. We're using those pink.
And that's it.
Okay. All right. Clifford rushes forward. Can't see anything. Rushes forward again. I'm not sure that he has anything else he can reasonably do here with his bonus actions.
He could move his hunter's mark.
He'd have to be able to see an enemy, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Before you do the second move, just a question.
Sure.
You know, he's gone crazy with the whole mold earth thing here lately. Is there any chance that there's loose dirt that he could, like, try to fill the pit in with dirt with mold earth? Just a question.
You all recall it being pretty deep and pretty wide. It would take him more than one round to do that. But if you all, gave him that suggestion, he could spend the next couple of rounds trying to fill that in.
Each casting is 5 cubic feet, so
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Should he move up to attack, or should he try to fill the pit?
You remember the pit being pretty navigable. They may have changed it, but I remember being able to navigate around it to get into that doorway.
Yeah, you could hug the walls.
Yeah, I feel like the pit wasn't huge, so
Okay, move him up.
getting the door open feels more pressing.
Whoa.
Oops. Cliff just got wide.
Yeah. And could Cliff use a bonus action sort of to investigate and see if he sees the doorway, even because we know it's the northern wall? I don't know if that'd be his action or not, so.
Well, you know where it's at, and so to find the trigger or the way to open it would take an action.
Okay, got it.
So unless anybody could think of any other bonus actions for him. The warrior is going to take, one of the goblin warriors is going to swing, drops its bow, pulls out its scimitar, and slashes at Lokag. For a 14, which I believe that's a
Miss.
Yeah. All right.
Aha!
We'll move into the round. Give me just a moment.
So my thought is I'm going to plug this hole, and maybe the mechanism's probably in the room where I am, but trying to buy you guys time to open that doorway. There might be goblins on the other side, so I remember them trying to sneak around us. But,
All right. The top of the order is Helena. Let me check something really quick. Okay.
careful of that pit, Helena.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna fall into no hole.
So as you step up on it, give me a moment. Yeah, the ground sort of bounces underneath your feet, but it does not cave in and fall. Ahead of you, you can see one of the goblin warriors, but he's got a pretty decent cover from the corner of the cavern wall.
So I can only see him.
Yeah, he's the only one that you can currently see from where you're at.
Well, I'm gonna try to shoot him if I can see him.
Okay. He's going to have a bonus to his AC.
Take advantage for Lokag being right next to him.
That's right.
And
Oh,
bless.
heck yeah.
And bless. Heck yeah. All right. Yeah, you can basically see part of his face and one of his arms. So he's got 3/4 cover. So you're going to need
Looking
that
for-
advantage and bless.
Advantage. Okay. And there.
27 is a hit.
Yeah, boy.
Nice.
Very nice.
9, and then I don't think I had septic strikes on. No, I didn't.
So go ahead and just roll a d4.
Second shot.
All right. And yeah, you got another shot.
Yep. Let's get it.
27 again. Definitely a
That's
hit. Nice.
11.
Right. The goblin takes both the arrows and doesn't seem too perturbed. He doesn't even really stumble back. The arrows are hanging out of his thick leather-plated armor.
We have a better health insurance program. Surrender now.
She says as the ground, she's sort of bobbing up and down as the ground bows and pops back up. All right, slipping. Let's see here. Lokag, you did not use your reaction. So as this one moves, the warrior to the south of me moves into range. Do you want to use your reaction and attack it?
Yeah, this time I will.
Okay.
This time I will. So being surrounded, Lokag sort of throws his glaive back, and takes an attack at this goblin here. I need to turn off. Plus 2. So attack him with the glaive. 21 to hit.
21's a hit.
Excellent. That'll be 11 damage.
Oof. The goblin's head quickly kind of snaps back and forth between the massive barbarian and the heavily armored human. It dashes toward Lokag, flanking with its ally and making an attack. Let's see, make sure.
And I think it should be at advantage. Any attack at Lokag should be at advantage since he reckless attacked last round. If it's not already.
An 11. That's gonna miss.
Yeah. I threw him off.
13, but still gonna miss, I think.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna save my inspiration, and next in the order is, well, let's see here. He might move a little bit, so he's not such an obvious target. And next in the order is Millie.
Quick question, DM: are we going to do the 2 little breaks again tonight or no?
I was going to, but the pre-roll for the ads, I still have,
No worries. I was just
so
was
no,
just
not
reminding-
right now. We're gonna we'll go through this round and then take a short break. Thanks for the reminder. I'm trying to get the hang of the pre-roll, but I just don't have it down yet. So what does Millie do?
Sounds good. Seeing that combat has begun, Millie's gonna just move on in and flank this one with Lokag. And then attack. And let's see, Bless is active. All that.
23.
23 to hit.
That's gonna hit for
For
sure.
11 slashing damage.
The goblin is quite hurt. cut into its heavy leather armor. It gives a squeal of pain.
I don't even have flanking on, by the way.
Oh yeah, I guess that would have been a 25 to hit.
All right. And then another attack. Same one.
You got advantage on that.
Are we doing advantage or are we doing +2 for flanking? That's
Well, he's got
Both.
he's within 5 feet
Oh,
of Locag.
that's right. You are of the rat. We are of the
I
rat.
am of the rat.
So we roll that one again. And that'll be there's so many things going on here. 24 for 5 damage.
Feel free to describe or pass as you take down the Goblin Warrior.
I think eventually, after the first slicing attack on it across the back, she just takes the blade and just stabs it straight through a gap in its armor.
Nice.
One, attack 2. Then yeah, she'll move here,
Nice.
going flanking with that one there. And then action. I don't think I've got any bonus actions that are gonna be useful. One second. No, I'm gonna hold on to that. Yeah, that's it for now.
All right. Next in the order is Locag.
All right. Locag's really getting excited here. Point of order. That hex, that pain stick, the club that he hit Locag with, was that just physical damage?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. The chat said psychic, and I wanted to be like,
Oh, I'm sorry. It was psychic. That's right.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna take. Don't have resistance to that. So.
Right.
All right, but that's also fine. Well, that guy just made himself the target. So I'm gonna recklessly attack the one with the pain stick.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack him 1 and 2 times with the flanking bonus and bless turned on for a 32 and a crit.
Crit. Okay. So the 32 is going to hit, but when you swing the second one, make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh,
As the
interesting.
goblin barks a short phrase in its own language.
Right, we're gonna save 22.
All right. It's still going to hit.
Excellent. Sure. Yep. That's just a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a nat 20 on the roll on the wisdom save. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
So both hit. So I will damage. First one is 13 damage.
All right.
And the crit is going to be. I'm gonna savage attack
Okay.
my crit damage and see if I can get a little bit better than 16. 18. Okay, a little bit better. So 13 for the first and 18 for the crit.
You can feel free to describe or pass as you mutilate this creature.
First thing he does is he kind of like after swiping back to hit that goblin behind him, Millie moves up. Locag brings his glaive up in a spin, and he slices the goblin's arms off to get that club out of his hands. And then he just straight up stabs him through the face. And he said, "I don't like psychic damage." And then he's gonna bonus action pulse strike the one right beside him with no flanking, but pulse strike this. Okay, that wasn't supposed to be an advantage, but I guess I roll with the 23.
Okay, 23 is going to hit.
Oh, wait, it is. It is at advantage because I'm recklessly attacking.
That's right, yeah.
I forgot about that. And for 10 damage. 7. Oh, plus my rage bonus damage. Got it. So 10 damage on that pulse strike.
Nice. The goblin stumbles back, uses its shield and shoulder to steady itself against the wall. Does not fall. You can see
And
a
I'm
wary
gonna-
look creep into the goblin's eyes.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna stand right where I'm at. This is a good place to be. And I'm gonna just say, we need to get that door open. That is it for Lokag.
All right. Give me just a moment. You all hear a snap of a short bow coming from the western side of the chamber. An arrow flies toward Lokag for a 19 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Make a con save versus poison.
Ooh.
And take 3 damage. Rounded down, 1 damage.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see here.
13.
We'll take half of this as well. Again,
Okay.
Another 1 point of damage. So 2 points from that goblin's short bow attack, and it continues to dart south out of view, back around the corner. Double checking something really quick. Popping up from behind the stuffed mat of rough bedding, the goblin points with its scimitar, and a polar opposite of the white shaft of light that comes from Helena's bow or crossbow is a shaft of black lightlessness arcs toward Lokag. For a 12 to hit. It then runs and dives beneath this table.
Like me, they took the time to repair a table, DM.
Oh yeah, okay. So they probably wouldn't have, but the mess is still there, so it's partially broken.
Dives into the mess.
Yeah, it dives underneath. Sort of, 2 of the legs are still intact. Part of it's leaning over, so it's got full cover and kind of dodges back out of the way.
You're welcome. We made it a lean-to.
Much better cover.
I was like, damn, these goblins are dedicated to this stone. Repairing tables.
Another goblin appears from the west and fires at Lokag for a 17 to hit before dashing northward.
Oh, that's 17 hits.
Doing 2 points of damage to you after your rage, and another con save versus poison.
They got some range on them. They're in that hallway.
Yeah.
28 on that con save.
Nice. You are not poisoned, and they're going to take half of this. So 1. Nice. Total of 3 points of damage to Lokag. And the goblins have enough movement to kind of dip into the corridor a little bit to get within range of their short bow. Next in the order is X.
Okay, so I can like hug this wall and kind of acrobatically move past this stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
You hear movement
And-
through the false door. as if goblins are moving up to the other side of it.
Knock.
Oh. um, can I see the door or not?
I mean, it looks to you like it looks like stone, but it did last time, so it's cleverly made and likely covered in some sort of paste or glue, and then stone has been sort of stuck to it. Now that you're up close, you can tell where the door ends and where the wall begins.
Do I need to open it with an object interaction, or do I need to do something special here?
Yeah, you'd need to. Let's see here. Yeah, Clifford used his thieves' tools last time, I believe, to open it. But you remember it was made of wood, so it could be battered down. But yeah, if you're going to try to open it, you're going to need to make an investigation check to find the catch to open it.
Okay. Not going to do that for right now.
Okay.
Instead, I will. Let's see. I'll move into the room here and try to crossbow this goblin here.
Okay.
So a 9. Wait. I don't think the D4 is going to help much from Bless, but.
No, but you'll get advantage because Lokag's Rat Rage.
Oh, right. Missed that. So I'll just. Why is my Bless not working? I have it clicked on. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I'll roll. I'll just roll it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's an at 1. So this was not meant to be a successful attack. Come back around the corner, and then bonus action, I will hide.
Okay. Yeah, Lokag's pretty big. It's probably hard to see the goblin on the other side of his massive shoulders.
$11 stealth. X is just not got the dice for this turn. All right, done.
Okay. All right, Clifford is gonna move along the wall itself too, coming to about here, where he gets a good shot. And X, you can go ahead and roll for Clifford. He's got a +6 on his longbow attack. Of course, he has 2 of those as well, I believe. So if you want to roll that. That's going to hit.
24.
Mm-hmm. And he's got a +3 to his damage, D8 +3. He can move his Hunter's Mark as a bonus action for another D6. All right. The goblin is still not dead. Takes the arrow high at its shoulder, sort of hanging out of its armor. And
Does a 15 hit? Not 9, 6, 15 yet.
Is it 15? A 15 is its AC. Meets it, beats it. That's a hit. All right.
Another 12.
Feel free to describe or pass as Clifford takes out the goblin.
I'll let you describe.
Okay. He's kind of all business at this point. You know, he's off his smoke break. He's running kind of sideways, keeping his back to the wall, so he's right on the edge, not on the sort of bowing, flexing wooden floor. And he just kind of times it in between Lokag's movements, fires one arrow on one side, Lokag moves again, kind of riposting and readying his glaive again. Fires to the other side. Takes him in both, right at the just inside the joint of the shoulder, left side and right side. The goblin pitches back into the wall and hits the ground face first and ceases to move. Give me just a moment. Alright, I'm going to do a measurement really quick. Background shenanigans. Bear with me for another moment.
So are we going to chase down the goblins that we know are there, or are we going to detour and start smashing through this wall over here?
Spikes of stone begin to curl and burst out of the ground all around you all. You can hear
That answers it for us.
chanting from inside the false wall.
They just spike growth you all.
Yeah, you all can see it for sure. Another goblin pops out to the west. And the biggest, most obvious target, again, Lokag. This is going to be with advantage as it's beat Lokag's passive perception, fires its short bow, and disappears back around the corner.
Ooh, that's a hit.
Another con save versus poison, which I'm sure you're going to ace again.
25.
Nice. Okay, so you'll take 2 points of piercing, 2 points of poison, and are not poisoned. That's after your rage and everything. More background shenanigans. Bear with me for just a moment. Creaking of wood as the panel, the false door, creaks open. A goblin in filthy, tattered robes, its face a mass of scars, of looping, jagged whorls, some sort of pattern carved into its scarred face. It has a flask in each hand. It throws one after the other at X. A 19 and a 22 to hit X.
Yep.
No one's within 5 feet, so this is just going to happen to X. Both of them explode in a burst of fire. For a total of 19 damage, and X is on fire. You all can see inside for that brief moment. Let's see. And the goblin sort of darts to the side, hiding behind the partially open door, breaking line of sight. But you can Helena, you can still see, let me replace them in the right spot. You can still see another in tattered robes, but these are painted with bright orange, sort of jagged, looping patterns. It has a mask of bone over its face. It carries a staff that clatters with strange ornaments that you don't recognize. And another bow attack on Lokag from the western corridor. For a 20 to hit. The goblin darts back out of sight before he even recognizes whether it hit or not.
That does hit.
All right, total of 2 piercing damage after the rage. And con save versus poison again. Not poisoned.
27.
And 1 poison damage. So a total of 3 damage on that one.
Gotcha.
All right. Now as we come back into the top of the order, I think this is a good time for a short break. How's that sound to everybody?
Sounds good.
good.
Okay, heck yeah. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, if you all need to get up, stretch your legs, grab some water, anything like that. Oh, you want me to leave it on the map? All right. So Jar Jar Binks, I'm not sure what you mean by an overview of the map. Let me just scroll out so you can see what we've covered so far. Let's see if I can do a little bit better than that. How's that, Jar Jar? Does that work for you? Party entered down here, the bottom right. Lovely. Could be luck, could be by smell, it could be desperation, could be a home field advantage. But yeah, those goblins are zeroing in on Lokag. But he does make a very large target and a very loud target, and he's likely the most intimidating and most threatening. Not that they're brave, but they would want to take him down first because he's the scariest.
He's very big.
He's very big, very very big. But yeah, there is the map. And I could scroll out a little bigger just to give you all an idea of how big. Well, actually, it won't let me scroll out enough to show how big the Goblin Stone is. Yeah, that's right about it. All right, so while we're on break, I'm gonna go ahead and check the rewards and see what we have. See if I need to update any of them. Okay, no, we're good on them, but I'm gonna extend them since they're not complete yet. Oh. Okay. Indeed, a big boy. I'm scrolling up, yeah, replying to Jar Jar Binks' comment that tough goblins. Yeah, A lot of the weaker goblins were spent over the first few days of the invasion, and of course the last time they came through the stone, they killed quite a number of them. And as they're fighting and invading, they also are sort of gaining some experience and getting tougher, those that survive anyway. But however tough they are, they're not as tough as our party, it seems. They also, since the party did come through this way last, it's not unlikely that they would try to put some tougher guards in this area, some tougher goblins, just in case they happen to do it again. It's also very possible that whoever is in that High Heart Manor, spies and Palin, might be sharing information with the leadership of the Goblin Stone. So perhaps they have some idea of what the party can do. And some of the goblins, hobgoblins, and Palin saw what happened at the docks and escaped with that information. So I tend to try to run dynamic dungeons and situations, things that have, and I tried to, even though it's D&D, try to tend toward a realism. You know, enemies communicate, they share information, and again, those who have survived the initial onslaughts and the multiple attacks on the square, and their forays and sorties out into the city to find more meat for the masters, have gained experience, and they're essentially veterans now. Yeah, it's not impossible for Palin to have mentioned made his way into the stone. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm definitely not expecting him to be there. I'll be surprised. But
I'm glad that, man, audit, that sounds awful. I'm glad you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, though. Yeah, it's cool to see how much different this engagement is for our heroes after, gaining some new equipment and some new levels. Back up a little more. Yeah, I apologize. I'm not able to check in much on chat throughout the play. Just, multiple different, spinning a lot of plates,
So one of my cats has she's like got a really thick coat, and as weather turns warm every year, she starts to shed her undercoat, and no matter how much I brush and brush and brush, every time she jumps up into my lap, I am just covered in cat hair. Just is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
All right. Big Bride DL, I'm going to step away for just a moment, but I'll be right back.
DL, while DM's gone, we should mess with all the stuff on the map. Let's move the pieces.
Comes back, chessboard's in a completely different spot. What?
We're gonna spin it. I have a hair roller, thank you. Yeah, I got a lint roller. My cat is shedding right now, so it's everywhere. All over me.
How many pets you got, man?
5. So we got 3 dogs and 2 cats.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Except for
You
all
got
the
a favorite?
poop I have to clean up. Oh yeah, definitely. The black and white cat. He's my favorite.
All right. I'm back.
Don't tell the others.
I won't. I couldn't possibly. I didn't hear any of it. Trying to find the name of this channel. I have been invited to stream a game, a one-shot for some VTubers that are mostly in the East. And here it is. Let's see here. But because of the time difference, I'm going to be getting up.
Deciding what to do after graduation was a big deal.
Getting up at 7 in the morning, or no, 5 in the morning, to get prepped and run a very, very early game for me. Let's see if I can find that channel. I think so. So if anybody is going to be, anyone here in the West is going to be up that early this Saturday, here is the channel, and I'm going to be streaming for some VTubers. And we're actually going to, I'm going to run the opening scenario of this module, the attack on the square. So it should be pretty interesting if anybody, like I said, anyone's going to be up that time of morning. And that's going to be, what's the 26th.
I don't know if you can share it, but can you share that image? Because I love the image of you as a DM, that style. It's so funny.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see here. I don't know if we can share it in... yeah, I don't know a way to share that in Twitch, but I think I can just do it in...
I would just do it in Discord.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I can do that. I'll put it in Goblinstone general chat.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it's pretty good. No,
Nice,
that's
nice.
7 a.m. That'll be Central.
It's the best cartoon of you ever.
It's the only cartoon of me, isn't it?
Maybe.
As far as I know.
That's not anthropomorphized.
AOS
Right.
means kill on sight.
Wait, what'd you say? DL?
It says KOS, that means kill on sight.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's what that's in reference to. If that's
Oh no, I'm sure it's in reference to their stream, but you with gleaming red eyes with a KOS next to you.
The Russian hat pulls it all together for me.
Well, I've got I've got this. It's a bucket hat, but the inside of it is fuzzy. And there's a picture of me on Blue Sky. That's my profile pic on Blue Sky. And so they just took that picture and whipped up that image, me looming over the VTubers. So that should be fun.
I like it.
It's those red eyes. I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. So are we all back? Millie back with us? DL?
Yep.
Pon, Locag? Awesome. Alright, make sure I got everything still rolling, still working. We're still looking at the map. Awesome. Let me zoom back in to where we are. Okay. Well, if we're all ready for it, at the top of the order is Helena.
So I was kind of out for a second because I don't know, my internet and everything was just not working and I couldn't hear anybody.
Oh no.
So did anything happen to Helena?
No, nothing happened to Lena. X is currently on fire as one of the robed goblins threw 2 flasks of alchemist fire at X.
That's terrible.
It dipped behind so the false door is partially open. It's currently hiding behind it, so you can't see the alchemist, but you can see the other robed one that has a staff and a bow and mask. Looks like a goblin wizard if ever you saw one.
Oh, well, we're gonna shoot his face as quickly as possible.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm ready to use these swords, but not yet, you know. We don't get close until we have to get close.
Fair.
Oh, I rolled that with advantage, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Let me double check. Yep, 15 is a hit.
Cool. 6, and I didn't put on... I'm gonna do it again, so...
Okay.
I'll put on septic strikes for this one.
Nice.
You also have Bless, so don't forget that.
Ah, yes, thank you. I often forget Bless. Oh, yeah, 30.
That's
Great.
definitely a hit.
And that's 12.
All right. Yeah, you hear a high-pitched sort of weaseling whine of pain from the robed goblin as those shafts of bright light pierce and burn holes in its robe. But the robed goblin does not fall.
What's this green thing I'm in?
There are the walls and floor and even ceiling itself have sprouted sort of curved, almost hook-like spikes. So if you move through it, you'll take damage.
Oh, okay. So we're just going to try to, like, stay put for the meanwhile to not hurt ourselves. As long as I can shoot somebody, there's no need to move.
True. I guess that makes sense.
Well, I mean, can you jump out of it?
You can, and if you do, you'll only take damage from the square you start in.
What's the damage?
Pulling it up really quick. Yeah, 2d4 for every 5 feet. Let's see here.
Not yet.
Make a check. Alright. Using my first inspiration of the session for a concentration check. Okay, the spike growth stays through both of those attacks. And I'm out of inspirations. So Helena, stay put, or you decide to try to
Yeah,
jump out
yeah,
of the area? Okay.
I'm not going to move yet.
Next in the order is Millie.
All right.
One goblin hiding behind the table to your southwest, or behind the lean-to remaining of the broken table.
Okay. I have enough speed to get there, so I'm going to just get there. That. Don't much like conniving goblins hiding.
Well, it's kind of cowering and hiding behind the table itself. It's going to give it a little bit of cover, but just half cover, so +2 to its AC.
Very well.
But not that 23 is not gonna. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
All right. It's 12 damage.
Nice.
It's got disadvantage on its attack roll
Nice.
for the start of my next round. And we're going to attack it again, because you know what? Why not? That's even higher a number.
Nice. That's gonna
29
hit.
hit. And a 9 damage.
Cut through layers of its studded armor. That smell of hot metal and sour milk reaches your nostrils. The goblin's still cowering, or sort of hiding beneath the table. Does not fall. Is not, but it is. You could tell it's very hurt. It's breathing quite heavily, and its movements kind of slowed as it's losing its steam.
Still have to lay down your weapon. That's it.
Okay. You can make an intimidation or a persuasion check.
5.
The goblin sneers. All right. So next in the order is Lokag.
Okay. Lokag is going to yeah, I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna see what happens.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move the 15 feet through the spike growth.
Okay.
Because I don't think I could standing jump. Or can I even jump in the spike growth?
You can. You'll take damage from at least your starting square, and if you land in the spike growth, you'll take damage from that square as well.
Okay. I'm trying to. I should have looked this up. Trying to remember. I want to jump to right here, just inside the doorway.
Okay.
And that would be.
So you can, with your strength, you can, without any rolls, you can roll. You can jump 15 feet. Because it rounds down to the nearest 5.
That'll be
currently. So yeah, you land there. The door is currently between you and the alchemist. So let me roll 2 bursts of damage, spike growth. Total of 7, which is 3 for you because it's just piercing damage.
All right. And so am I able to like reach in with the glaive and attack from this position?
No, because the door is about 10 feet wide, and its hinge is on this side, and it's kind of angled out to here.
Got
I'll
it.
draw like a little line on the map to show.
That's fine. I'm gonna move 5 more feet this way. And I'll take that damage as well.
Okay.
Yowza.
3 more piercing damage.
Right. Okay. I'm going to I'm going to attack this little dude inside here twice with the glaive.
Okay. You are certainly large enough and have enough reach to sort of kind of angle it around the door and try to slash or hammer at it with the other end. It's going to get a little bit of AC from cover.
Okay.
Which isn't
I'm
going
gonna
to too
give
much.
it.
It's pretty low AC.
I'm gonna give it. Yeah, I'm gonna screw it. I'm gonna attack recklessly. I trust my party.
Okay.
I'm gonna attack recklessly with the glaive. 1 and a 2.
Oof.
19 and 31.
That's both a hit.
All right.
Cover be damned.
Damage. 13 damage. And 15 damage.
All right. Keeping in mind that you can't see it. You know where it's at. Feel free to describe as you dispatch the goblin.
I imagine Lokak's just got one hand on the door and he's literally one-handing this glamour. And he's just going stab with this polearm in there.
You learned a lot from X and his dagger use.
Does that remove the spiked growth at all?
No. It was not the one casting it.
Excellent. That's fine. I'm not going to move. I'm going to stay where I'm at. I'm going to use my bonus action to take my potion.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Got 1 potion healing. That. Excellent. 5. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Because I'm raging, I get double healing. No, that's not how that works. Alrighty. Cool. That is my turn.
Okay. I did miss something. Millie, on your turn, you take 5 points of cold damage as you strike the black blade. Goblin pops up, gets an angle on Millie, and fires its short bow with advantage at Millie. Oh, ignore that second roll. A 10 is going to miss. It continues to skitter past. The black blade pushes itself out from underneath the table. Gestures with one hand, and Millie, you suddenly feel vulnerable, like not afraid, but nervous about this creature's scimitar as it slashes at you with its scimitar. But a 20, I don't think is going to hit Millie.
20 will not hit.
That's right. All right, so the Goblin Black Blade uses its bonus action, and its action. Let's see here. It decides not to dash away from you and stands its ground. Another goblin pops out into view and fires at Millie. Also with advantage, having overcome your passive perception, and sort of dashes back to the left. So a 16 to hit Millie. Again, it shatters on your armor. And next in the order is X.
Can X see this goblin shaman up here at all?
Not from where he's at. From where Helena is at, she can see the shaman. Again, I'll go ahead and paint.
Okay.
Something to
X
indicate
will
more.
X will use Toll the Dead on this goblin.
I didn't see the ping.
The one beside Millie.
Okay. All right. Total of the dead on the Black Blade. Wisdom saving throw. Probably not going to do much. Oh, wow. A 20. Oh, goodness. That's supposed to be public. Dang it. Yeah, but it looks like it makes its save.
Okay, X will try to stealth again.
Okay.
Try to hug the wall here and just meld into the shadows.
These 11s really like you today, DL.
Man, that's it. I'm done.
Okay. Next in the order is Clifford. Oh, hell. What is this crap? Let's see here. I'm thinking he might hold his ground and try to fire at the Black Blade next to Millie. What do you all think? Or do you think he would try and take some of the spikes and get into the secret chamber? Any thoughts? All right.
I think we should all go toward the secret chamber, but
Yeah.
Jay Fink, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there any kind of mechanically any spells he has that could cover the spikes or try to remove the spikes? But I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, he could cast his own spike growth in the chamber, but you all are going to move into it, so that would kind of hinder you as much as it would the enemy.
Not very helpful.
Not super helpful, that is true. All right, well, he's going to try and fire at that Black Blade and help finish that one off. X, if you want to make those attacks. He's got a +6 on his longbow.
23 to hit.
Okay, I don't think he would have advantage on this one, as it's not next to Lokag.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So roll again, knowing that.
Well, he's got 2 attacks, so I'll just use that as his attack rolls, if that's okay with you. 5 and a 17. Or I can re-roll it, whatever.
Yeah, let's just re-roll each one. Just knowing now. Ah, nice! A nat 20, definitely going to hit. 2d8 plus 3. He can use his bonus action and get that hunter's mark. So 2d8 and 2d6 plus 3.
$14.
An arrow whistles through the air and sprouts out of the goblin's throat. Its eyes go wide, and it makes almost a feeble, half-hearted strike toward Millie. But there's no power in it. It just sort of, scrapes against her shield as the Black Blade falls.
Maybe he could jump over here and try to take a shot on the shaman.
So, his strength,
I guess
12, he
I
can
guess
jump
not.
10 feet. And he still wouldn't be able to see the shaman. He could move and
That's
take
the
more
thing.
damage.
Let's see. I guess he could jump next to Elena and then just wait to jump again.
Yeah.
Lokag's gonna say, "Hold on, I got this." Indicate he's gonna try and pry the door open next round to give everybody good shots.
Okay.
If you don't want to move and take the damage, I guess he would have to move anyways.
You have to move either way, and he can't ready his other attack because it takes an action
Yeah.
to ready your action. Okay, but he'll put himself there for next round. And he will take 11 damage. Another goblin pops out and fires at Millie. Let me go ahead and reveal this action. She's moved up a bit. This goblin fires from, pops out from around the corner and fires at Millie. What is your passive perception? Is it 11? I think it's 11.
A whopping 11.
Okay, so it is just barely going to avoid your notice, gaining advantage on the attack. Make sure that's public. And a 21 to hit.
21 will just hit.
All right. That's a con save versus poison. And an additional D4.
We have 9.
Okay. So a total of 9 damage. Do you want to use your inspiration to re-roll that con save?
Might as well, I guess.
Fingers crossed for you.
Even worse.
All right, so Millie is currently poisoned and takes a total of 9 damage. Shaman steps out to about here, where it can see in. It gestures with its staff, and it shouts a chant in its creaking voice. The ground underneath you begins to explode upward. Gouts of, the wood itself. Let's see here. The wood itself is unaffected, but from the walls and the edges around the wooden platform, stone explodes upward, forcing a dexterity saving throw from Lokag, X, Clifford, and Helena.
Oh, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
I'll roll for Cliff.
Okay.
Yes. 15 plus his
There we go.
saving.
Success, and a dex save for Helena. Should just be able to do that, and it should. No. Still learning jump gate, so I'm going to roll this by hand. Awesome. You all make your saves, and you're going to take half damage. So everyone in that area is going to take 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
6 for Lokag,
Nice.
and he's gonna use one of his stone endurance to try and mitigate that.
Okay.
I had it for a roll. I don't know where it is. So it's a D12 plus Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I just roll a D12. It's 3. So 9. So I will take 0 damage.
Nice.
Imagine Stone's endurance is just Lokag, just hardening his muscles. Just he refuses damage.
What the heck? Okay, roll 20 is now confusing the crap out of me. There's something that it's doing that I don't like. Okay, bear with me for just a moment. I'm going to have to refresh roll 20. Yeah, something just hung up. It would not let me change my control tools. I'm stuck on a little grippy hand. I don't like
Not
that.
the grippy hand.
Not the grippy hand. All right, so I'm just trying to figure out. Okay, so I'm going to put a red square to indicate an area of difficult terrain.
More difficult can it get?
Yeah,
Isn't spike growth already difficult terrain?
it is difficult terrain. But if the spike growth goes down, that ground will still be difficult because it's broken from the erupting earth. 5, 10. And the goblin darts back around the corner, out of sight. Open up all my tokens again.
Fun, fun, fun.
That just did something weird. Okay. The goblin appears too quick for Millie to react and fires with its short bow. Probably pops up to here to get an angle on you. Another 21 to hit as it continues its course.
All right.
And already poisoned, no need for a save. There will be another d4 with that, so a total of 10 to Millie. Goblin Alchemist is dead. Checking our time really quick. All right. Top of the order, Helena.
I don't know. I can't see anybody now, can I?
No, not at the moment.
I'm kind of. I don't have the most HP at the moment. I could probably get hit one more time if it wasn't too bad. I have a hard time knowing if I have. I think I have a healing potion, but I guess I'll try to jump north out of the circle. I think I can jump that far.
What is your strength bonus? So you can jump 10 feet.
3. Or no, 0. My save is +3, but anyway.
Yeah, just your strength score is 10, so that lets you, lets you jump 10 feet.
Oh, that's not enough.
It'll avoid some of it, though.
Yeah, not a lot, and I don't have a lot of health. So that whoever put that there isn't dead.
Not yet.
No.
My plan is to chase them down and try and attack them, or at least break their concentration.
Yeah, you guys are literally stuck unless we get rid of that.
I mean, I'll
X
die,
can't
I think,
move.
if I try to get out.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't think X or you can move without going down.
Yeah, can you jump the Lokag?
I can't see Lokag. I got a bunch of black chunks on my map.
Huh. Okay, so you can see Lokag. I mean, no, you're saying that you visually can't on the map, but your character can definitely see Lokag from where he's at.
Okay. I mean, would that help? Like, jump on Lokag's back?
Well, you can jump right next to him. You'll take damage from the square you leap from, the square you land in, and then Lokag can probably just pick you up and move you.
Okay. That sounds great. I think I have a healing potion also that I'll take on my bonus action. Well, I did hit that goblin.
You did. He made one save, failed the other one, and I used my inspiration to make his second save. His concentration check.
So I could septic strikes him. It's only 1d4, but
You could. You'd have to roll a DC 10.
okay. Well, I'm gonna jump. I can't see where he's at, so if you wouldn't mind doing it, that would be cool.
Okay, so you are gonna jump.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll some spike growth damage.
Oh, did you take your healing potion before or after you jumped?
I haven't taken it yet because I want to see how much.
Gotcha.
11 piercing damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take it. I mean, I got 7 HP left. It's like, could the septic strikes break his potentially?
Yeah, it could. He doesn't have that high a con save, and he'd have to roll minimum DC 10. So it's possible.
This is one of those leap of faith kind of situations, I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the septic strike.
Okay, roll a D4. Let me.
Yeah. Yes. Max damage.
Nice. All right. Now let me make sure this is public, because this is more. This is dramatic. So I'm gonna make this one public. Here we go. Con save. Spike growth vanishes. The stone, the hooks of stone sort of there's a sucking sound as they retract back into the walls.
I hate to be that guy, DM, but you do have another inspiration if you want to use it.
I do. Yeah, I think I'm going to use it.
Oh no.
Even worse.
Yes.
Damn it. I mean, awesome.
I buried it.
All right. Nice. Spikes are gone. And Helena, you still have more of your movement if you choose to use it.
I don't know. It looks like the map on the stream can see more than I can. That's weird. Maybe I should refresh roll 20.
It might be a good idea to go ahead and refresh it and see if that helps.
I can't see any of that.
Yeah, no, that's.
It helps you're right behind Locag. If you move forward anymore, you'll be in front of Locag.
Well, I'd rather be behind Locag with, frankly.
I thought that might help your decision.
Yeah,
I appreciate
that.
It's a good place to be.
You actually still have your action because you used a bonus action and part of your movement.
Yep.
If you wanted to heal or do something with your action, you could still do that.
Oh, that is correct.
You could use a potion as an action as well instead of a bonus action.
Or
Yeah, that's
cure
exactly
wounds,
what I would like
which
to
might
do.
give you even more healing.
Yeah, cure wounds is 2d8 and that's the
Cool.
without upcasting.
That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Because I haven't used this yet, so it's like not in my. I know I have it, but it's not in my mental inventory yet. Yeah, I'd love to cure wounds. That'd be awesome.
Heck yeah. You should
I can just click on that,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It should prompt you to check and see if you want to upcast it. Provided.
I don't know if I have anything past first.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm just gonna do first for now. That's great.
Yeah. Nice. 13. And thanks for
Much
updating.
better.
I know you all are updating the our little counters here on stream.
Am I? I'm not doing that.
I've got it. Let's see.
Okay, thanks.
What's your current hit points, Helena?
I have 20.
Oh, looks like somebody already took care of it. Nice. All right. So healed, a little bit of damage on the shaman, and you're not gonna use any more movement. You're gonna stay behind. That's good. Oh yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. X, did we get a concentration check for you from that erupting earth?
Yep, it's up there.
Oh, 19. Nice. Okay, thank you. Nice. All right. So next in the order is Millie. A corridor full of goblins to your west, your allies to the east. What does Millie do?
All right. So Millie is going to cast a spell of Shield of Faith as
Nice.
a bonus action.
Nice. Clifford might spike growth that intersection on his turn.
Wouldn't be a terrible thing, since they seem to like that.
Yeah.
And then as a action, okay. And I just gotta find the thing that toggles my Shield of Faith. Man. Yeah, I'll add that later. As an action, I assume if I can take a potion of healing as an action,
Yeah.
I can, well, yes, I'll do a regular potion of healing
Okay.
as an action.
2d4 plus 2, reroll the ones. Third one in a row stays though.
Yeah. Reroll the one.
All right.
Reroll the
one
one
more.
again. It's gonna
Nice.
be another one.
Almost. That's a
6.
total of 6, yeah.
Take it. All right.
Nice. Putting you at 20, 25. Okay.
And then she's just gonna stand there, shield out, laid out, waiting for more of these bloody archer goblins.
Okay.
Trying to give time for people to get in this room, so they don't become targets.
Okay. Seeing what you're doing, Clifford shouts for you to just move toward them. You don't want to be too out of pocket. I'm going to throw spike growth down.
She'll move there.
All
That's
right.
good.
Nice. Nice. All right. Next in the order is Lokak.
Yeah.
Does Millie say anything?
Yeah, she'll just shout, "Get in there! Go!"
All right. So I'm not really willing to spend an action on it, but as I move in through past the door, am I able to just push it the rest of the way open, or is it
Absolutely.
lodged?
It's a non-action. You're kind of
All right.
crushing the body a bit, but you know.
That's fine. It could be a little ajar,
Yeah.
but make it a little bit more open.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. I'm going to run up to the corner here, and I'm gonna kind of peek, do like a quick little like look both ways kind of thing.
All right. Reveal. It's tough to do. having difficulty with the
Yeah.
map tools to reveal. But you can see into the chamber a bit. You see a
Okay.
large glowing arcane circle. A lurid green fire seems to play along lines carved into the ground. And on the far wall, you see 2 braziers, a large pedestal, what looks like an armored figure with wings, and a bloody battle axe. And there are crystals growing out of the northern wall. To the east, you see the shaman, hunched up, sort of flattened up against the wall, looking at you through like the tilted sort of ovals that make up holes in the bone mask.
As Lokag and the shaman make eye contact as he peers around the corner, Lokag is going to zero in on him, and he's going to smile, and he's going to do this little where he runs up, and he's going to kind of like kick off the wall and make like a glaive strike at the shaman.
Yeah.
So glaive strike from above, to recklessly, of course. I mean, who would he be if he wasn't reckless?
Absolutely. You can tell the goblin
for a
is trying to hide unsuccessfully.
For
21.
a 22 to hit.
That's a hit.
We're gonna throw out that, so 12 damage on the first attack.
Okay.
He's gonna swoop it back, swoop the glaive back up for a second attack. For a 19 on that one.
That's a hit.
Doing another. No. We're gonna savage attack that. Damage below 10. Get out of here. Get out of my face. All right, 10 damage on that one.
All right. Goblin, the shaman's looking pretty hurt. Blood, sort of dark green blood is welling up in 2 patches along its robes. You've cut into
Good.
like cut away part of the bone mask.
And he's gonna spin the glaive above his head and come in for like a quick jab with the pole strike, using his bonus action there for a 23 to hit on the pole strike.
That's a hit.
Dealing out 8 final damage.
Just enough for you to feel free to describe or pass.
Man, that pole strike is awesome.
Yeah.
The pole strike, kind of like the hammer hooks him right behind the neck, and he just slams him into the wall with the pole strike.
Nice. His head kind of rebounds back. There's a very hollow sort of thunking sound once and then twice as it hits the ground.
Very nice.
Shaman does not move.
Just checking my movement real quick. Okay, so that was 40 feet of movement. I am going to use my remaining 15 feet to step up and just kind of be at the corner of that room. And yeah, where I'm at.
Nice. All right. This
All clear.
Nice.
Get in here.
Another longbow attack at melee. With advantage. A 22 to hit.
With the Shield of Faith, that will miss.
Nice. Followed immediately by the same. Another advantage attack. 15. Gonna miss. Next in the order is X.
Okay. No more spiky stuff, right?
Nope, it's gone. But this
Okay.
area is still difficult terrain right here, that 5 feet.
All right. X is going to move up here to Lokag.
Okay,
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds onto Lokag.
nice. Feel a little
Oh, your hands are so cold.
Now,
Do
X,
I
you...
reroll?
Sorry, go ahead.
Do I reroll ones or no?
Yes. Nice.
That would be 19 healing for Lokag.
Heck yeah. And you too can see the ugly green fire playing along lines carved in the stone. And with your dark vision, you can make out dark splotches of red. Some of it has turned to a rusty, sort of brownish color. Dried and fresh blood splashed on the altar. At the foot of the statue of a figure who has, well, there seems to be some sort of red stone where one eye is fitted, and the other, there is just a deep X carved. Like the statue wasn't defaced, it was made that way. The deity that the goblins call the One-Eyed.
And this hallway here is a dead end?
No, you can see that it curves back around to the north. Yeah. You just can't see around the corner, but let me show enough that you can tell. It continues on.
Okay, the next is going to use a bonus action to drink a potion, and I will be done with my turn.
Okay. Nice turn. Clifford, let's see. Checking the range for spike growth. Where are your spells at? There they are. 150 feet. Okay. Let's see here. Clifford makes a quick chant in Sylvan, but still with that raspy drawl that he has, and stone-like spikes sprout from the walls, floor, and ceiling of the western corridor. Clifford, we good, Millie?
Yes, gets back, gets into the room.
Darts into there, and, well, let's see, he might... Where is it? How did you all distribute the potions of healing? Do you remember? Looked like he's got one. And he's going to use that on Helena for his bonus actions he passes by. Heals Helena for 6. Huh. The goblins can see it. And they are not stupid. And they're not full of bloodlust. So they stand very still and do not move. Next in the order is Helena.
I'm definitely gonna move. Let's see. Guess I'll kind of come up here. And I don't think I can see anybody from there, can I?
No, just the 2 dead goblins. One smashed behind the false door, and one lying dead, its staff clattered from its hand in the corridor.
Well, they're better off that way. And then there's nothing up in, like, the green...
Nothing is moving up there.
Okay.
Except the green fire that's playing along the stone itself.
I suppose I could dash and go another 30 feet and check out and see what's, to the right here.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. If I can see anything at that point.
You see a large slab of stone, rough, tattered paper sitting atop it, and a large blue orb. Looks like blue smoke, dark blue smoke swirls within it. You can also see that there's another corridor off to the east in that chamber.
DM, can we get the stream map
Yeah,
moved up
yeah.
that way a little bit?
Let's see.
Discord bleeping. We've never.
Well,
done
I know
that.
Helena's definitely gonna bolt for that gem. Kind of like Abu and Aladdin.
All right, so using your action to move toward it.
Well, I dashed. Doesn't that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that is your action. Sorry. So you have a bonus action left. If you have any use
I
for
don't
it.
know. Nah.
All right, what does Helena say, if anything?
I found something shiny over here.
Does anybody have any response to that? Anybody say anything back to Helena?
Don't touch the shiny thing.
Oh, why not? Because I'm definitely wanting to. I'm aiming to do that.
Rat girl, it is not worth it. This is goblin stuff.
Could help us.
Let me touch it. I'm the party wizard.
Master of the Arcane he is, says Clifford. Alright, next in the order is Millie. The goblins are pinned down by the spike growth and have not popped back out to fire at you.
Excellent. Well done, Cliff.
Thank you, he shouts from around the corner.
I will start my move. Okay, now I have to do math because of this difficult terrain.
So that's just going to
that's
add 10
fine.
feet.
Yeah, that's my move, full movement. Okay, dash. It's going to be 5, 10, 10, 20, 35. Okay, cool. I'll get right over there.
Okay. Oh, shut that door, says Clifford.
Okay, I will slam that door.
Okay.
Close that door as best as possible.
Just delete that door. Okay, yeah, you slam it shut. There's a rasp of stone against stone as some sort of latch clicks into place.
When I see a body, I'll go, I guess, look at it. Crushed as it is.
Very much crushed and mangled by a locag and a door.
Mostly Locag, let's be honest.
Okay. Is this the room that you all saw last time? What do we think is happening here? I mean, are we still in combat, DM, or are we
No,
in
we're going to be in
exploration?
sort of, like short
Okay.
exploration turns, say 18-second turns, something like that. So you could talk a little bit more, do a little bit more, take a couple of actions every round. So
That kind
after-
of
yeah.
looking, seeing this greenish, strange room, Millie might apprehensively go into there and take a look around, try to figure out what's going on in here, what this is.
4 braziers burn. You can see bones in them, and the fire itself looks redder than flame should be. You suspect something else has been added in there. And the bones are human, halfling, elf, dwarven. And the crystals growing on the walls shimmer with an unnatural light. You sense power in the crystal clusters as well. And power from the circle of green. It's very evenly cut, and no simple goblin made this. This is high craftsmanship from any goblin.
What do you all think we should do here? Our intention's to disrupt it.
Okay,
Was that
should
Helena?
mine the crystals.
Lokag should mine the crystals.
Yeah. Just very delicately with a gigantic 10-foot blade hammer.
I think first thing I'm going to do is check for their magic presence. So I'm gonna try and inspect and see if I can get any see what the magic is going on in this room.
I look at the strange magical circle that I only assume is magical.
Yeah.
It's a good idea. Look at.
Okay, you can make an Arcana check. Anybody who has Arcana can give him advantage on that check.
That would be needed. The first bad Arcana check I've rolled this whole campaign.
X, you should probably guide him.
Clifford says, well, we got about 10 minutes. That's all that spike growth is going to last.
That should not be a skill.
I can use guidance. No problem.
Bless is just attacks and saving throws, right? Not skill checks.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That is correct.
Fixed it.
Yeah, I don't know why it's adding to all sorts of things.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a 3 on the Arcana check. I don't think any amount of guidance is going to help. Lokag looks around and goes, yes, this room was here to produce light. And I think this is like their boiler. It's where they heat the tunnels. unless that's really close to what's happening, and then it's the opposite. It's their AC unit.
I think you're right, Lokag. It's probably just a boiler.
All right. Yeah, you know what? This purple crystal, I don't like it. It stands out. I'm going to hit it with my hammer.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage just for the purposes of... roll attack just for the purposes of getting damage. Or just click damage. If you can't, you can just click damage on your sheet.
Got it. And before I do that, I kind of jumped ahead of you, Millie. Was there something that you want to do before Lokag smashes this crystal with a hammer? I kind of jumped in there.
I think you're on the right track, and all my attacks and ability checks are currently at disadvantage. So give it the good old hammer.
There's something I would like to do before you start smashing.
Okay.
What's that?
Lokag stops mid swing.
Wait.
Last time we were here, there was the shaman in this room, and we had to go around the other way. And those guys reappeared from the north.
Yes, they did. As you look closely at that wall, actually, it is the back of a secret door. It's roughly, it's irregular, so you don't immediately notice until you actually look at it. But it's just like the back of this secret door that you just came through to the south.
Is there a way that we can seal this? Stop any goblins from coming in while Lokag's doing his business?
It is very possible. You can make an investigation check with advantage. You just need to move up to it to do so. And we can act out of order. It's fine. If you want to move up to it and go ahead and make that check.
I think while everyone's doing this, and Millie's at a point where she can see everyone kind of doing their things, as long as Selena doesn't go around that corner and try to get a crystal.
Which she
For the
probably
next,
is definitely going to do.
she may. For the next minute, Millie will attempt to cast Prayer of Resolve.
Awesome. Throw that in chat for us so we can see it, and they can see it out there in the world.
You remind your allies of the perseverance that will be required of them. Choose up to 6 creatures that you can see within range. Each target gains temporary hit points equal to 1d10 plus your spellcasting ability modifier for the duration.
Nice.
The spell has no effect on undead or constructs, so hopefully none of you are constructs or undead.
Nice. A quick way to handle that is click on your token, hit the little settings cog, and bar 2, the blue one, you can put those 10 hit points there. Excellent.
7
actually
temp HP.
There's actually a spot for temp HP on the character sheet.
Sure.
It'll do it either way. Or should.
All right, so X, as you move up to it, you could definitely take pitons and hammer them through the frame and block that door. Anything short of an axe or heavy hammer, it would keep anyone coming through it, unless they'd have to spend some time hacking the door down or battering the door down. Is that something X is interested in doing?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't want Lokag to start hammering away at this and then we have 8 goblins just like come into the room and kill us all. So let's block off the back door here before we start making noise.
Okay, so you spend the next, 30 seconds or so quickly hammering spikes into the frame, sinking them into the stone wall itself. As Lokag is getting ready to swing his hammer, what is Helena doing?
Well, I'm really sorry, y'all, but she's definitely really curious about this gemstone. And I really want to go check it out. Can I move that far?
Yeah, like I said, we're in exploration, so you can move up to 3 times your movement, take a couple of actions. Clifford's coming in behind you. He's saying the whole time, now, I don't know if this is such a good idea.
Can I just at least examine it? It might be helpful. It might be really powerful, Can I do like an Arcana check or...
Sure.
I don't know if she's any good at that, but hey, why not?
Yeah, you totally can.
I have Bless still, right?
It's not going to work for skill checks, though.
No.
But yeah.
No, okay. 14?
It looks really similar. You've been inside a globe of darkness cast by a goblin. It has the same color and sort of texture of smoke. It looks like magical darkness swirling inside this orb.
So, like, if you pick it up and throw it, it'll release darkness.
Possibly.
Or if I touch it.
Possibly.
There's a scroll next to it. Is that relevant?
There is a scroll next to it. It's written in the goblin tongue.
It's amazing that these little things can write anything at all.
It's definitely paper from the city. Oh, books, Clifford says, moving over to a bookcase. Hey, these are from here. These are from the city.
Little thieves. Like they would write books themselves.
So, yeah, so what does Helena do? Does she pick up the orb? Does she speaks Goblin, does she?
I don't think I do. I think I really want to. Cliff was speaking Goblin. He was translating for us.
He does, yeah.
I don't know. I want to touch it. I want to...
Shiny orb.
It's Helena. She's gonna do it. I feel stupid. I feel stupid, but that's what she would do.
No,
So
that's perfect.
she's gonna take the orb.
The orb is
This is-
icy cold to the touch. Just shy of actually hurting you. It's so cold. And the black or the blue-black smoke sort of billows ominously as you pick it up. But nothing else happens.
I imagine she's got a little bag of stuff in.
Okay, yeah.
She's just gonna wrap it up in some rat pelt. She puts it in there.
Nice.
See, look, no problems. And she points to the scroll with Cliff and says, "What's this say?"
Huh? Oh. Let's see. That's, huh. Well, it's goblin writing, but, I'm not sure what it says. I think it's, oh, that's a magic scroll. I've seen some of these. Yeah, I think it's something. It's either a counter spell or dispel magic or something like that.
Well, can you use it?
We don't know what it does, but yeah.
Okay, she takes that too.
Okay. He just kind of nods and gives you that sharp kind of affirmative and moves back over to the bookcase. Alright, so back to Lokag as you raise your hammer to strike the crystals.
Yeah. It was, I rolled 14 damage with the hammer.
Alright. There is a thunderous crack as you break the cluster of crystals. An explosion of force immediately reports afterwards. But no one else is in the range of the explosion, so Lokag, make a dexterity saving throw as the crystals explode.
19.
Okay, nice. 26 force damage, which you'll take 13.
Does he get blasted back at all?
You do. Well, no, you're strong enough, and you made it. You made your save, so you were not blasted back. You just take the blast full on in the face and chest, and when you open your eyes again, there is nothing left of the crystals. They are gone.
Lokag is just down on one knee, going, "Oh, that was such a bad idea. Oh my god, no more. I like smashing things, not these things. At least no more purple. I wonder if the red crystals explode though. We should maybe test this."
They're all gone. Are they all gone, or just that
No,
one
just
cluster?
just the one cluster.
Just one cluster. What does the circle look like now that he's destroyed the one?
There's no change. Doesn't look
Perhaps
like the crystals were powering the circle at all, but perhaps are a result of the magic.
Perhaps we reassess the type of magic in this chamber.
Try putting out one of the braziers or something.
I'm gonna leave that one to you.
Ah, my. Always Lokag. Okay. So, I guess I'll go to put out one of the braziers. I don't think that's it. But.
Okay.
I thought you said pull out. I was like, I'm not going to pull it out of this room.
That X is strategically standing not next to where Lokag's smashing.
I see that he's the
Always a good
opposite
idea.
end of the chamber. Make sure we have a good view.
Always a good idea.
Yeah, I'll go and I'll try and put out one of the braziers.
Okay. So the whole thing is hot, and it's filled with smoldering and smoking and flaming bones and hot ash. How are you gonna put it out? It's about 3 feet across.
Okay. Gonna take out his water flask that's filled with holy water, and he's just gonna dump a little bit of the holy water from his water skin, the rest of it. So you still get those vials of it, but his drinking holy water is he's gonna use that to put out a brazier.
Yeah, there's a
What a
gout of
waste.
hissing steam, and the hot metal, as it's cooled rapidly, makes those sort of sharp, quick ping, 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 ping kind of sounds as the metal cools rapidly. One of the braziers is out.
Okay, Golden Girl. Anything different now?
Yeah, the whole time I'm just watching this circle.
The circle doesn't change.
Well, maybe one is not enough.
Yeah,
But
maybe I
let me-
should use the rest of my holy water.
Let's wait for a moment. I guess I'm gonna inspect. Is this a thing?
It is. It's a platform of dark green stone. It's unfamiliar. You've never seen a type of stone like it before. The statue itself is dark gray. It's an armored figure sitting cross-legged, with bat-like wings, a red gem for one eye, and a large X carved over the other eye. There's dried and congealed blood splashed all over the pedestal itself and around the floor. There's a trail of it leading to the circle as well.
Hmm.
You could detect a faint depression carved between the statue and the circle, indicating that blood would flow from the statue. You're assuming that people are sacrificed on the statue pedestal, and that blood flows down into the circle. And as you peer closely, you can see that, there's this congealed and dried blood in all the grooves of the magic circle as well. X, you can hear goblins at this door to the south, prying with their scimitars, trying to open the door, to no effect. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Oh, alert.
Never mind. Scratch that. Millie, you can hear from to your left, that secret door, goblins trying to pry at it with their scimitars to no effect.
Excellent.
Sorry.
Trying to get in. Well, I think your guess is a pretty good one, Lokag, and I will walk to this brazier and pull out one of the holy water flasks and drop enough to put out that one.
Okay. Another gout of hissing steam, pinging of rapidly cooling metal. But no change in the ugly green fire within the circle.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a religion or arcana check.
Alright, religion.
Lokag can, and X also can make that religion or arcana check.
16 on a Lokag Arcana check. Let's go.
Okay,
19 on a disadvantaged religion check.
nice. Poison is starting to fade from your system, Millie.
Yeah.
Lokag and Millie, about the same time, realize that ritual writing and inscriptions they need to be very specific. And that's why it's so exact. And you suspect if you mar the carvings, cross lines where they shouldn't be crossed, that you will destroy or at least damage the magic circle enough that it will no longer be channeling profane energy.
Well, Lokag, I guess you just got to destroy the ground enough to.
Yeah, we
Stop
look. Me and Millie look at each other, and we both kind of like have the same idea at the same time. Just like, yeah, let's do it. And Lokag's gonna drag his glaive blade a couple times through the circle. He's gonna Well, hold on. Sorry. Is it like fire, or can he step into the circle at all?
No heat's coming
Oh,
from
okay.
it, but it looks like fire. You're not sure.
Got it. Okay, yeah. I'm such a curious. I do all the same things Helena does, and I told her not to touch the thing. All right.
Is he muttering that under his breath?
Yes, yeah. I was like, I told Rat Girl not to touch the things. I'm going to touch all the things, and he's gonna just walk through it and drag his glaive blade through it and do that a couple times,
Okay.
and then step back and admire his handiwork.
Okay. Make a Constitution saving throw as green fire climbs up your glamour.
17.
Nice. You will take half of this damage incoming in necrotic damage. So
much damage.
3 necrotic damage. But as you drag it across the very first line, you're kind of maybe pressing a little bit into it to scour the stone. But once you have marred that first line of it, that flame, all of it, seems to flow up the haft of your weapon, leaving the circle, and the circle goes dark. You feel the power leave the chamber, all except the 2 clusters of crystal. And any sense of presence within the statue also fades as you destroy the circle.
Well done, wizard.
Brains and brawn, baby.
As the goblins continue to sort of try to chip away at the door with their scimitars, you can hear them, talking to each other as they work and shouting off in the distance. But what they're saying and how well they fare making it through the hidden door, you'll have to find out next session on the Goblin Stone. This is a good spot to pause for the session. Unless there's anything, any last details you all wanted to go over before we wrap it up. Helena?
No, I'll ask my question in the wrap up.
Okay.
I'll ask mine next time.
Okay. DL?
Steal the eye. Steal the eye.
Steal the eye.
Make yourself know.
Nope.
All right. So as our heroes have made their way in to the stone, cut and fought their way to the sanctuary of one of the goblin mages, cutting many down, sustaining many wounds, but dealing out much more than they took, and have darkened one of the magic circles within the stone, disrupting, perhaps, but not ending, the great ritual that has taken place within the stone. And goblins try to hack at that western door to make their way in. Time will slow to an imperceptible crawl for our heroes. And we'll have a moment to check in and see how the session was. I'd like to go first. This was really cool seeing a world of difference, you all coming in this time. And yeah, you all definitely took some hits. There were a lot of goblins, and these were a little bit tougher than the ones the sort of dust goblins that you've been fighting for the most part here. And it's definitely likely that they shored up their defenses and sent some of their tougher ones into this area. Perhaps it was the goblin shaman itself who drew some of the tougher goblins in. But they were no match for the heroes' new powers, new gear, and new focus. That's right. Well, what do you all think? How was the session for you guys? DL, let's start with you.
Yeah, it was good. Nice to get in here and start let's say, being effective at disrupting the stone again. So, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Curious what's going to come of this orb of darkness that Helena's now sneaking around with.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a handy haversack, so we can reclaim all those books pretty easily, I think. So we will shove them in the pack on our way out. But yeah, interesting. And the terrain is always, just that little bit with the extra goblins running past the hallway shooting arrows. That was a lot of attrition.
Yeah.
It can't quite get to them. They can get to us. So yeah, interesting setup as always.
Heck yeah. One last note with that explosion of that phase stone, something I meant to say during session but forgot. That is phase stone growing in that chamber, and you all know its uses. Perhaps if it were carefully mined, you all could use it. But Helena, Pon, any thoughts for you on the session? It's good to have you back.
Yeah, thank you. I really liked coming back into a session in the middle of combat because it's a lot easier to reorient yourself, at least for me, rather than being like in the middle of like plot points going on. This was a lot of fun, and I'm glad that Helena perpetually tests me as a player because that's a stupid thing that she did, and I think she's very lucky that it worked out. It could have been a more stupid thing, in all fairness, but I had to at least get one in there truly playing Helena properly. Not that she's always doing stupid things, but she's doing hasty things often. So gotta take risks. Yeah, this was exciting. I like all the rooms that we're discovering, and like just side, I got to see you make this map, so it's like really fun to like actually like be in it, like up close and personal, like moving increments at a time, because I know there's so much more to it, and I don't have it memorized by any means. Way too much to it for that, but so all of it kind of feels new to me. But it's just neat to like be in there and be like, oh yeah, interactive. It's just way different than seeing like this big thing you're working on. So that's just my personal aside, but I'm excited about it.
Heck yeah. Well, thanks for that. Heck yeah. How about you, Big Bri? Any thoughts for you on the session?
I had a really good time using the glamour. I feel like it was super effective. That pole strike, the little bonus action attack that comes with the feat,
Mm-hmm.
is super handy. I mean, I was taking down a goblin per turn,
Yeah.
so I was very happy with that. And yeah, I'm glad that we dealt with this circle, and oh man, it's good to be back in the stone. It's really good.
Heck yeah.
So this is where Lokag thrives.
Yeah. It's a giant arena for him, I imagine.
Oh yeah, it's a huge. It's his ultimate test. He's feeling. Feels like this is why he left the Goliath tribes. What he's meant to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Much more important things to fight for here than in the arena. Just glory and gold and attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nice. Well, Jay Fink, how about you? Any thoughts for you on the session?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. The back in the stone, getting into the actual kind of head-on, head-to-head combat. Trying to re-find this door. I was not expecting them to have kind of taken the time to patch up and reclose that. Every other pit trap we found was just left to its own devices. So that was kind of interesting. I was like, oh no, they found it. Quick. Patch it up, close it again. So that was kind of interesting. I was like, oh. Weird. So we, without succeeding there, we definitely could have just like re-passed this by and never found it again. Yeah, that was fun. And then being able to, actually put Millie's new AC to use, always fun. And then pulling out that nifty Prayer of Resolve spell and helping just kind of boost our HP a little bit here and there. It's going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to next time.
Yeah, heck yeah. That AC, it definitely showed. I mean, they got a couple of hits, but with that many attacks, I think that's to be kind of expected.
Especially at advantage on that.
Yeah, getting those stealth attacks on you.
Yep.
I'm trying to find an image. I thought it was here in my pinned posts. Goodness. Ah, that's fine. If I find it, I will post it in our Discord channel. But well, heck yeah, good game, everybody. Thanks for an awesome session. And our Mythlanders out there, thanks for being here again. Thanks for supporting us and giving our players great and terrible ideas. Yeah, this is so fun. Take good care of yourselves this week. Get some rest. Jump in chat and give us great and terrible ideas. And get out there in the world and play your story, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Until then, good night.
Bye.
Bye.